always a happy end. The ghost stood by sickbeds, and they were cheerful. By poverty, and it was rich. In almshouse, in hospital, in jail, in misery's every refuge, the spirit left his blessing. It was a long night, but well, if it were a late night, Scrooge is down to this because the holiday season seemed to pass within the space of time that passed together. Well, then Scrooge looked about him for a ghost, and saw it not. Casting his eyes skyward, he beheld a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming like a mist along the ground towards him. Yeah, any moment now.
So let's take a look at how to get the most out of Christmas Carol VR. We got a live show happening right now. We have Ari bouncing between Dickens and Scrooge. And here we are, spoiler alert, the Ghost of Christmas Future, played by Debbie Deere, here at the end. A couple things to note. When you look down, you see controls for your controllers. There are some secret buttons, like if I squeeze my trigger, I actually have these little flashlights if I just want to light up the show. Don't worry, that's not networked. Other people can't see it. We can see some floating other attendees here. We'll go take a closer look at them. Let's go through the locomotion options. My name is RJ Hiffy. I want to change that, by the way. Do that right here. My name is... Bilge. My name's Bilge. Great. Okay. And there's the pack. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay. First of all, teleport. Simple. Push the joystick down. You jump over here. The controls are using the VR template default in the Unreal Engine. So we see I've got, who's over here? Ju. Oh, I cannot pronounce that. Sorry. Ju. Who else? Who's a straggler over there? We got DJ. That's probably DJ Smith. Hi, DJ.
It conducted him
couple more.
Part of town that he had never been in before.
Edmund. Kevin.
Stove, sitting in amongst the wares he dealt in was a...
and what else can we do? I can grab here. I can access this either by clicking on it from my right hand, or I can just press the settings button down here to activate it. And then over here I have some comfort options. So when I'm moving, like let's say I go over to my fly mode, which I can do with my right joystick. If I have vignetting on, then that gives me just a little bit of tunnel vision as I move. Makes it a little bit more comfortable. Also, I can squeeze the right grip to go up and the left grip to go down. If I want to do like a nice, I want to kind of fly up here to the top of the Ghost of Christmas Future. I can do that. And then smooth rotation versus snap rotation. That's pretty straightforward. I prefer snap myself. And then the one I really love to show off is what I call world control. This is basically tilt brush for anyone who's used tilt brush before. It allows me to just get out of here, grab the grips, and I can actually change the scale of the world. This is actually my favorite way to watch live theater. I really love to feel like I'm in this little diorama where I've got these live actors performing down here, like in a little dollhouse. And of course, you start to see some of the, let's call it the set design, a lot of these flat planes up here, which look pretty three-dimensional when you're down here at this level, but quite different from this angle. By the way, I don't look giant to everyone else right now. I still look like a little tiny floating sphere like everyone else. Fun fact, the colors of your little avatar ghost baubles are based on your IP address. We actually generate a color based on that. And yeah, so I went to describe, so you can scale up and down with the grips. And if I want to get like really, really close to Ari, I could do that. We'll do that real quick. Scale. 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 Right, so now Ari's expressions are getting much bigger and more detailed for me. Right, cool. Goes back over to Dickens, right? Anyways, so also I can move, in addition to scaling, by grabbing the air, just pulling it toward me, get a nice close-up of Scrooge's face. Oh my God, he started moving. And then the other thing, too, is if I want to rotate, again, kind of like tilt brush, I can grab the world and rotate it that way. It's just my favorite way to navigate around. I find it very comfortable, and it just makes me feel like this is all happening, almost like The Sims or like a little dollhouse. Sure, I don't know, maybe I'll let you like pick up the characters and move them around. I have that Apple Vision Pro version you of course, are welcome to check out as well, and a Quest 3 version that's just on my YouTube channel. But there we are. This is my favorite way to watch live theater.
The whole family. Oh, would have done you good to see how green the place is.
This is my favorite way to watch live theater. I love to treat a live performance like I'm watching my little dollhouse show, here. And I'm seeing live performers, in this case, Ari Tar and Debbie Deere. Ari is playing both Dickens and Scrooge. And then I just get to choose whatever size I want the world to be. Now, all the audience members are represented by these little baubles. It's based on your IP address, fun fact. And yeah, mine is also blue. You can see that from there. Or by pulling up the fact, I can see a little tiny representation of myself right there because I've just scaled up so large. And if I want to scale back down, I can just do this with the grips. Let's go check out Scrooge's grave.
Stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows?
Pretty cool.
The shadows are the things that
do it from the ground. That's a fun angle. Yeah, and then if I ever want to reset, if I just want to go back to normal, I'm like, I don't know what happened to my scale. I can just press X or Y here. Now I'm back to normal size. And I can grab the air and kind of pull myself toward the characters. This is actually very, very comfortable. I like it better than flying, and I like it better than teleportation. By the way, I can also start by scaling myself up very large. And then if I wanted to, I could switch over to teleport fly mode. I can do that just by clicking my thumbstick as well. So see. So I'm still a very large scale, but now I can fly around if I want to. And I can use snap turn or smooth turn.
Try to keep it all the year. I will live in the past and the present and the future. Tell me I may sponge away the writing down.
All the motion capture from Ari's wonderful performance there is happening entirely from the MetaQuest Movement SDK. He's just wearing a Quest Pro to capture face, eyes, and then some degree of body movement. We're doing some IK stuff down there. And then, of course, as he jumps between Scrooge and Dickens, he freezes in whatever position he left them at by design. Back to his room. Love that dissolve effect. And then, yeah, I can play the flashlights if I want to. Again, just makes it all feel like a bit of a dollhouse. Love the spatial audio, too. It really helps to, actually hear Ari's voice travel from Dickens to Scrooge back and forth. But yeah, I'm baffled by how smoothly this whole show runs. Before we switched over to the Unreal Oculus Fork, we were struggling with frame rate, and now it is very performant. It even runs well in Quest 2.
I'm as happy as an angel. What day is it today?
Christmas Day.
Today? Why, sir, it's Christmas Day.
And Ari can teleport if he wants to jump over to, the spot where Scrooge is looking. Dickens, of course, just can play every character not played by Debbie or Scrooge. Debbie again is playing all the ghosts. Let's get back to normal scale. Let's zoom in on all the fun Ari's having here. There we go. Back over here. Doing. Fun when he goes for me. Kind of fun to go closer to the Frozen versions as well. It's like studying a statue of still life.
Oh, and a Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yeah, I like watching them come back to life.
My name, and I think I must beg your pardon, sir. And
Merry Christmas.
Yes,
away.
Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
Are you serious?
I think there's a great many backstabbers, included in that. I assure you. Will you do me that favor? It's all right. Don't know what to say. I
Love when they touch fingers. So intimate.
Oh, thank you. So bless you.
It's a real virtuoso performance.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Well, in the afternoon, he took his steps towards his nephew's house. It is I, your Uncle Scrooge. I've come to dinner. Will you let me in? Now, who is that?
Let him in. Well, it's a mercy he didn't shake his arm off. Oh, he was at home in 5 minutes.
Maybe next year we'll allow Ari to control both of them at the same time so he could actually do like a double handshake. Just add to the cognitive load.
Oh, but he was early at the office next morning. Oh, yes, he was. He wanted to get up, Cratchit coming in late, and he did. Oh, yes, he did. He was 18 minutes and a half behind his time. His hat was off, and his pen was scrabbling like he was trying to overtake 9 o'clock. Then, what do you
See,
mean
last
by
year we did a
coming here
visual
this time?
representation of traveling back and forth because we didn't have spatial audio, and a lot of times you'd be like, oh, he froze. But in the world, you very clearly hear the audio bouncing back and forth between the two of them, so it felt okay to lose the visual representation.
It's only once a year, sir. I was making rather merry yesterday, sir. Well, you see, sir, I'm not going to stand for this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I'm allowed to raise your salary. Oh, Bob, my good fellow, Merry Christmas. A Merry Christmas, Bob, than I have given you for many a year. I will raise your salary and endeavor to assist your struggling family, and we should discuss your affairs this very afternoon.
Bob is so surprised.
Bishop Bob Cratchit. Oh, Scrooge was as good as his word. He did it all and infinitely more. And to Tiny Tim, who did not die. I know a few of you will worry
By the
about
way,
that. He was a second father. He became as good a man, as good a friend as the good old city knew. I mean, some people laugh to see the alteration in him. But he let them laugh. And literally, he
see, and I could like quickly get over to teleport over here. You get pretty adept with all the different ways you can locomote if you want to have like a maximum viewing experience. Balance between flying and teleporting and world control. You know, and again, you can just see it cycling there by clicking the thumbstick. Here, like I'll do a little slow zoom out, making the world smaller and smaller and smaller. Yay! Good job, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, for attending this evening's performance of A Christmas Carol produced by Agile Lens, starring Debbie Deer as all the ghosts.
And
myself, Ari Tar, as Scrooge, and everyone else. So if you want to speak to us now, you can press
to
the
VR
button at any point. We'd love to hear your voice. Any feedback at all. Anything, anyone have any problems? Anything you'd like, let us know.
Yes, let us know.
Yay!
Again,
Clap,
thank you
clap, clap.
so much, Ari Tar. Our amazing lead voicer here, giving you 1,001 voices. And the whole Agile Lens team for making this happen. Thank you to our amazing audience. If you want to speak, press the A button. We are
You have to hold down the button. I should have the answer.
Brilliant.
Goes to VR. Bilsh, I saw you were late. Doryman came about halfway through. Good to have you. Edmund and Harriet, I think you have auto-generated names. I don't quite know who you are.
I have a.
Oh, Harriet, you responded, so I bet that's your name. I had.
Ari, I think we have a question.
Yeah, I hear someone
Yes,
is.
indeed.
Yeah, I have a question. I was wondering if we were supposed to see some of the other characters, like when you were talking about Tiny Tim, and referencing that there was a child there.
Theater.
Okay.
We don't have the avatar that I can embody quite yet of a small disabled child.
Okay.
There's only, unfortunately, so many avatars that can be rendered simultaneously with this current build, which is 3. And actually, could you unhide Scrooge as a demonstration? What do you want? I was napping. It's okay. Don't be grouchy. I'm just saying, you can notice that we have the same face. Ugh, I'm not that ugly. I'm just trying to make a demonstration. And that it's essentially the same avatar. So that helps. And then Marley and the Ghost to expand the cast. But because of the limitations of the avatars, that's why I must expand my theatrical repertoire.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't, like, there wasn't a technical glitch and I was missing something.
You missed the glitch of theater magic. But that's
Yay.
it's different for everyone. Suspension of disbelief gets a little complicated when you're rendering everything in 3 dimensions at a gigabit speed per second.
Yeah, I completely understand.
Is there a minute in a round? Go ahead, bro.
have like these lights on our trigger.
You have what on your trigger?
There's colored flashlight on our triggers. When you pull the trigger, you get a flashlight. And I wasn't sure if it was visible to other people. I didn't want to interrupt the show.
It's
But is
local.
there an interactive?
It's local to you.
I
believe. I am, Mr. Moran, you might correct me here, but I believe it is local. So you have your own personal spotlight.
And then my other question was, when you're embodying an avatar and you're switching between the control of the two, where is your perspective? Are you actually jumping from one head to the other?
I've got the ghost. I hate him. I hate him, Dickens. No, don't. That's not what the goal is. Don't do that. Sorry for him. He's been drinking. So I have several modes. Mostly I do the show in first person, but for rehearse, and I can do it sometimes. Now I'm in third person. I'm standing to the right of myself, so that if I want to enact a scene, I can more quickly change it back and forth, as well as my voice, and also maybe, I don't know, what can we do? We can do some fight choreography here. I reacted. I'll work on that. But so there's two modes mostly that I can switch in and out of, which is POV and third person. And when I switch my POV, I can either choose to switch back and forth, embodying the actor as well, or if it's more helpful, sometimes it's more helpful to be in third person. I hope that answers your question.
Absolutely. And then the other thing I was going to comment on is I didn't quite realize that you were playing both parts until you picked up Scrooge and carried him by the neck. And that was very funny, but also just part of like VR. It was very good.
Yeah. By its nature, VR is psychedelic. So what are you going to do? Actually, yeah, get away from them.
You carry him like a cat.
Oh, meow.
He does. He likes it. He likes it right behind the ears. Is his favorite. Get your hands off me. Get your hands. Sorry, my bad. Sorry.
You're transitioning, at least in my case, because the avatars have such different scales. So third person is really important in seeing how the body is held, because part of the acting as a VR actor is that I'm modulating my voice, but I'm also needing to modulate my posture as these different characters. So that's also very helpful.
For instance, my locomotion right here, I'm using a controller, but if I don't move my arms, it looks weird. But I can also kind of like race Dickens in third person. I can race Dickens and Scrooge around like little race cars and switch back and forth.
Oh.
And speaking of, let's do our next question, our last question over here by the Christmas tree. One under the Yule tree, perhaps, and we can all, if you want to adorn as baubles, we can take a selfie. What do you think? Oh,
Come
you
on,
look
let's
great.
do it. Yeah, thanks.
Selfie as a ghost.
Great idea.
My favorite.
I guess we don't have a selfie with Mr. Grumpy Pants in it. What do you want?
Oh, was there another question? We're all ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, please. Ghost bubble. It's hard to tell where the voices are coming from, so just go right ahead and spit out the question. We can hear you.
All right. Well, let's just take a selfie in any case. I don't hear one. If you're speaking, you're not holding your button down, or the ghost of VR is interfering again. In any case, we'll take one last selfie with the ghost. Can you like hunch? I don't know if you're in the frame. Oh, yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Happy holidays, everyone. Thanks so much for coming to this live production of A Christmas Carol. So, yes, Edmund, go ahead, adorn the tree. It's naked. Oh, good, we've got a few up there. The ghost is being festive. So thank you so much for coming. Well, we've been very happy to have you. This is the Agile Lens production of A Christmas Carol. We've only got 3 more shows, so do tell your friends to show.
Amazing. Have a great holiday, everyone.
More shows. 2 more shows. Have a great holiday. Happy holidays. Goodbye.
Please look at your emails for surveys and complete our post-show survey. Thank you. Thank you, Amy.